you, Mazi. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Oh, my name is Bright Daniel. I'm calling you from New York.
Bright Daniel. It's a very beautiful name.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question goes like this. Is there in any way, this is just like a reassurance, because our eternal leader, Tim Odumegwu Ojukwu, whom people were really hoping on, that when he will come back, that he will bring back Biafra.
Yes.
But lo and behold, he came back, and people lured him to Nigeria.
Yes.
People lured him to being, because to me, I still believe that Tim Odumegwu Ojukwu has not been buried. Because when I see them covering his coffin with Nigerian flag, I felt so bad. So my question to you is this. Is there in any way that you will be ever lured into agreeing to anything Nigeria? That's number one question.
No, hold on to your questions, because we are going to have a conversation. You raised an issue that I've been expecting people to raise for a long time. But sometimes maybe we forget, or when we call, we become over exuberant and we forget. You have raised, keep your other questions, don't forget them, please. Let me answer this one you've just raised. Our eternal leader, Tim Odumegwu Ojukwu, was in Ivory Coast. Even as a child, I was hoping, the stories my father used to tell me, I felt that one day this Messiah is going to come, excuse me, from Ivory Coast and save everybody. That was what I used to think as a child. I used to think that Ojukwu will come back one day and all of us will be saved, right? It didn't happen that way. And I will tell you what happened. It is exactly what they have tried to do to me. Exactly the same thing. I had meetings with governors and with some elders. They said you must renounce. There's a way you do it. You do this, you do that, you do that. You contest, you float political party. You have the followership. People will vote you in. Maybe you can become a senator, or maybe you have your state governor. You know, the same rubbish. And I said no. They asked me, why am I saying no? Why do I keep saying? I said to them, because the man that I revere and respect, Tim Odumegwu Ojukwu, you promised him the same thing. He came back. He was then and still till now the most popular man in the whole of the zoo political space, Nigeria. He came back. In Nnewi, he lost election to a non-entity. Senatorial election, he contested and he failed. They rigged him out. I know those who were instrumental in rigging out Ojukwu. So the same thing they're asking us to do now, IPOB, they asked our leader to do, Ojukwu. He did it, and they rubbished him, they messed him up. You know what the Fulani said after that? They said, oh, look at the man you call your icon. He's your leader, he's your general, he led you in war. Look at him, ordinary Nnewi senatorial district, he couldn't win. He failed to a man called Onwudiwe. Go and look at it anywhere. So that, you see, I am a student of history. I allow myself to be guided by history, what has happened in the past. But when they call BBC Igbo to talk about their rubbish Igbo presidents, all that garbage, they never remind them that our leader came back. They lured him into zoo politics. That was why I said no to zoo politics. But you know one thing our people are very good at? Once they give you advice that is wrong and you say no, they'll go up and say, oh, he doesn't listen to people. He doesn't want to hear he doesn't listen to advice. Whenever they're saying somebody doesn't listen to advice, is because that person has failed to compromise. These are the things I want our people, our hardcore Biafrans to understand.
And that is exactly what they're saying now. Please, I welcome you to this video because I want you to understand what Mazokan actually said. That's why I just kept quiet. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel in case if you're new, and let me know what you think about everything he said. One more thing, we are going to hear something very, very important. This very guy that asked him a question actually asked him, what is the roadmap? What are we going to do? That would be his next question. But let's all focus on this one first so that you will not understand how the whole thing started. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, share it to many platforms of your choice, because the same question they asked him now is actually what PM Samanapa actually followed it. All right, which is self-referendum. You are going to hear everything. Please bear with us as we move.
Because they are the ones that will lead us to freedom, not all the flavors by the side. It is the hardcore that will lead us to freedom, not the idiots by the side. Do you understand? On no, they have given me everything and I said no. They came to DSS to give me, I said no. They came to prison, Kuje, I said no. They came to my house, I said no. They called me governor's meeting, I said no, I don't want anything. All I want is freedom. All I want is Biafra. Why do you think I had issues with Chief Nyawodo? Why? Why do you think I had issues with him? Because of the same thing. I said, that way people are going, Ojukwu went that way. They rubbished him. Look at Imo State. See what they did to him in Imo State. The same political process. You join, after a while, you vote. After voting, they declare whoever they like as their winner, and that's the end of the game. So I will never join any zoo politics. I will never stop fighting for Biafra. Listen to me very carefully. My father, my mother died as a result of this. I have lost men as a result of this. IPOB family members that I was close to have died. They did not die for one Nigeria. They did not die for Nigerian party politics. They died fighting for freedom. And that freedom we are going to get on their behalf. Your next question, please.
Thank you. So the reassurance is that even if they call you to make you Nigerian president, that you always stand on Biafra. Because I want to know the reason why somebody will stand and say, I am dying for Biafra because my leader has said. So you have clarified that. So my second question.
They gave me vice presidency. Go and ask DSS. They gave me vice. They said they'll make me the vice president of the zoo. I should drop my agitation. This happened in October of 2015. And I said, no, I won't drop it. Ask them. That was the day I gave them the advice about building railways. And they're now building railways everywhere. Ask them where the advice came from my meeting with DSS in Abuja. And I told them I don't want anything from them. Please go ahead. The next question.
Good. Thank you. My second question is this. We do not know, and you have to teach us. You have really taught us a lot. We all appreciate. At this point, I am thinking that what we need from you is this. What do we do? Not for my sake. You have promised to answer every question here honestly and
yes,
to clarify everything. So, what do we do? What do we do? I know that you have suggested that.
Let me tell you what we are going to do.
Come out in March.
Listen. Listen. Are you listening to me? I want to answer your question. You said, what do we do? You've asked the question and I will answer it. It's exactly what we are doing now.
All right, that is the question. What will you do? And he said, it's exactly what we are doing now. So please pay close attention to what Mazam Kano will say here. All right, very, very important. In fact, that's the reason why I'm actually recording and writing on this video, because this is Mazam Kano's live broadcast back then 2020. All right, please focus on this and hear it for yourself.
We need to enlighten, sensitization. As I said before, we had no mass media during the war. That was why we lost. Now, by the very special grace of the Most High, that is social media, we have our own radio station, we have our own TV. At least to an extent, we are now offering what I'll call an alternative narrative to the lies and the deception of the zoo and their British handlers. You are fighting against powers and principalities that you cannot see. This is the thing about people don't understand. Biafra is not a stroll in the park. I have said this many times and allow me to repeat. You are fighting enemies and powers that you cannot see. They understand that Biafra is the gateway to progress in Africa, and sitting on Biafra and stifling Biafra is the only way to ensure that Black Africa remains poor. That was why when Britain came, they saw the light in our land, especially after the fall of Arochukwu. And they decided to name us darkness, which is what nigger is. Nigger means darkness, you cannot see. That was a way of Britain saying that they are putting off that very light that God has planted in the land of Biafra, that light of hope to the whole of Africa. That was why when our leader rose up, Ojukwu, something told him to put the rising sun, where if you look at our flag, you've seen Biafran flag, I'm sure you have it. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Go and look at the black strip. Ask yourself, why did Ojukwu put the sun at the strip where there is black in the flag? Why did he not put the sun on the red or the green or on top of it? Why did he put it where on that aspect of our flag where there is a black line? Why? Because we represent the light in the continent of darkness. We are the hope of the whole black race all over the world. That was why that rising sun was placed there. And it is the duty of some people to make sure that Biafra doesn't come. I've said this thing to you before. I have met officials of the UN and I asked them a point blank question, the same way you're asking me. Why is it that you don't want to discuss Biafra at the UN? He said that he has tried his best. Anytime he goes into a meeting and tries to raise the issue of Biafra, people will just walk away. That there is something about Biafra that gets into people and they walk away. And we know those who are doing it. What we are doing is what we're doing now. We sensitize our people and we are going to march eventually. I don't want to keep pronouncing all these things all the time. I've been saying it. And we are going to have our own referendum. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. We are going to have our own referendum in time. And
did you hear that part? Did you hear what he said? We are going to have our own referendum. It doesn't matter what people think. We are going to have our own referendum eventually. That is Mazamukano for you. And what is our own referendum if not self-referendum? And of course, that is what PM actually carried out and everything went successfully. Please listen.
And mind you that we have enemies both outside and within. People who, out of ignorance, a combination of ignorance, of self-hatred, of envy, greed, jealousy, ignorance, and stupidity, or should I say self-aggrandizement, they want to perpetuate the rule of the Fulani because that allows them to remain relevant. Like you see the likes of Hopus or the man, all the rest of them. You can see that. So when you are dealing with multiple enemies from everywhere, you guard your main plan very jealously and very carefully. That is why we have made progress this far. But I'm telling you this. Number one, we sensitize our people, which we are doing now. Number two, we are going to have a referendum. And number three, we are going to march.
My last question.
Go ahead.
My last question. Are we having any leadership crisis in IPOB?
No.
And do you have a standby government that can immediately?
That is the part that I want you to capture. Masanagano made it clear. We are going to have our self-referendum. Then, not only having that self-referendum, not just that, but what are you intend to gain? He said we are going to march. What must you do to march? And people will recognize you. You actually need backup, right? You actually need to be recognized. That is why you have to redeclare Biafra again, and it has happened. PM said something in that regard. Listen.
But what are we going to gain from this convention? What we are going to gain is that every document that we are going to generate from this convention become legal document that we'll be using for the political approach and diplomatic approach for the Biafra independence and recognition. This document will be sent to the United Nations. This document will be sent to the U.S. Department of State, U.S. or every department that foreign department, the Congress and all that. We have it, European Union and every other region that we feel that needed to have it to support Biafra at the UN. That's where the whole thing is going to start. Only then Biafra will have a name. Now it is only noise we're making. And Nigeria have understood this very well. They know where I'm going. And that's why they are restless. But I'm watching them and
now that is the message from PM. After all this thing, remember, after everything, some people say you have to fall back.
They are having problem,
and the template is simple.
With going to India.
You may ask yourself, what is different between what Masakana said and the plan that PM actually have by redeclaring Biafra and, of course, carrying out self-referendum? Today, some people who don't even know anything about this are telling you that falling back is the way to go, and going to have handshake and all that is the best thing to do. Listen, I'm not against anybody going to Washington, D.C., but I'm against going there pretending that you are doing something when you're actually not doing anything. Like you are not, and you know you are not. But you have to pretend that, okay, I am the one going there, everything it must go through me and all that. That's where I have issue with the whole thing. Okay. Now, the template and everything has been mentioned. Some of you may say, but he said we will march. Are we marching now? You cannot march when you have enemies all over you. You cannot march when people sabotage the internal plan and everything. Like, remember PM built Biafra army, and that army is no longer what it used to be because of people who want to fall back by any means necessary. They want to make sure that things must pass through them. That's what Mazakan called self-hate. Many of you know about Commander Holy Ghost. People say that he's no longer here. Some people say that he's still here. But I believe that he's no longer here. Because this man happened to be one of the commander that is very, very vocal. Always on social media, commenting and reacting and all that. At the initial stage, he was very, very skeptical of what is going on, and he started supporting Ogenkere and all that. So only when they said that he's no longer here, we started hearing, his own side of the message. He started saying something. I don't know when he made this video, where let me play it for you so you understand what I'm talking about. Just hear this from
every media handle supposed to focus and spread the good news that Biafra is no longer a government in exile, that Biafra now is a nation, that the world should recognize that Biafra nation. Remember, once a nation is being declared from exile, it is no longer a government in exile. Every Lazar office automatically turned to embassy. This time that we had, this festival time,
he said every Lazar office will automatically turn to embassy. Remember, Commander Holy Ghost is not in Washington, D.C. Neither is he. He was not making this video from, first world country and all that. But he was able to realize that once you declared, automatically those embassies will become those liaison offices will become your embassy. But some people who claim they went to school, they are graduates, they're in America, they're in Europe, they're in Canada, they know everything, they know this and that they claim that this liaison office, this is what Google said done is not true. To them, you don't have embassy. You don't have embassy, and saying that you have embassy is an insult. But we all know the truth. Then automatically it's become your embassy because you have declared your freedom. Because they're trying to forcefully put people back, they started making arguments. Oh, you say you're a sovereign nation now. You declared for a reason. You declared without anybody's permission. You declared yourself. You declared what you are. It is now your duty to live up to the expectation. People will now recognize you, and then you cannot march fully. Now, that does not mean that you cannot march without that. You can be doing both. Okay, but you must remember the international law to follow so that people will be able to recognize you. And another thing, when you have this kind of level of self-hate and sabotage, you have to tread with caution, because as you are marching forward, they are marching against you behind you. So that's why you need to calculate very well and see what you can do about it. I believe you understand what I'm talking about, because Holy Ghost here, after making this video, like I said, I started watching. I started having, listen to this video from him after it was announced that he's no longer here. That's why I said I don't know when he made the video. Some have actually alleged that what leads his disappearance, that this video is part of it. Some said that those who don't like what he said here, they are the one that made sure that they take him out. You understand what I mean? I don't know the truth about it, but personally, I started listening to this video after his disappearance. Because I used to watch some of his video. We all watch his video when he was telling people to go and follow Genkere and all that Genkere is best. And so all of a sudden, this video surfaced. And it happened that he's no longer here. So I don't know if he repented on the way. I don't know when he made the video. But when it doesn't matter to me, the message is just spot on. Even today, this message, this is video, say, carry out that weight. The message is still recurring on our ears because it is what it is. You may not like it, but the truth is what you actually care for here. So you have to say the truth and let you know so that you cannot make your choice. Remember, Masamakano said it, what Masamakano said, which is the reason why I have to react on it this way. So I don't want to say much. Make sure you let me know what you think about everything and like this video, share it on any platform of your choice. See you again. God bless you and take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now.